now we're gonna take our frozen pie crust that we have in the freezer ready. If you didn't see that video, click on it, you're gonna love it. And we are gonna make up a peach pie really quickly. Hi, I'm Annette from itsadelight.com, and I'm glad you joined me in the kitchen where we are going to make up a peach pie last minute. So my pie crust is thawed. I had it in the fridge, and I just take it out, and I have using parchment. You can use parchment if you want to. You can use a rolling mat, whatever works for you. I'm using a little bit of flour, not much, doesn't really need much. It's not sticky, feels nice. Just gonna roll it out just like you typically would. I'm gonna flip mine. Oh, nice tender crust. I tend to feel it as I'm going. I want my bottom crust thinner and my top crust thicker. I've learned that's what we like. That makes a great double crust. Maybe take my parchment, put it in my pie pan. Give it a little adjustment if you need to. When I don't have enough crust on one part, I just break it off, fill it in to the part that needs just a little bit more. Then I am going to take my homemade canned peach pie filling, and that's what I love about when I have crusts in the freezer. My pie filling is canned. This just takes such a few short minutes to whip up a pie. Also, I'll show you another little trick. If your slices are big, and mine seem to be a little bit big in this one, I just take a scissors and I just do a little snipping. I just want them cut up. I don't want too big of slices. If you like big slices, go for it. You can have it any way you want, but scissors, kitchen scissors, they work great for that. Pour my filling in here. This is 1 pint jar. If you wanted to use a pint and a half, you can for a bigger pie. You could use 2 pints if you wanted a full quart. I feel this looks pretty good, so I'm just gonna go with it. Next, I always dot my pie with a little bit of butter. And again, this is totally optional. I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I just cut a couple thin slices, cut the slices in half, and I usually figure about 4 dots is pretty good. Want more or less, it's up to you. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. And now I'm gonna roll out my top. I love having frozen pie dough in the freezer. A little bit of flour. I'm constantly feeling the thickness of my pie crust. Tells me when I've got it just right. And it just big enough to go on top of my, sometimes I do stuff like this, just add a little bit more if it's looking on. Okay, so now my top is rolled out. Slap this on top. pie. Pull off my noisy paper. There we go, just perfect. Now, I'm gonna press it down a little bit. If I have a lot hanging over, I would take my knife and I would cut off the edge. I don't this time, so I'm just going to fold it up a little bit and I'm gonna flute the edges. I'll show you how. So now I'm gonna fold this crust up just a little bit. Just pinching it together or folding it under. I just want to pinch it together so I kind of have a nice seal and those two crusts are together good and giving me a bit of a ridge here so I can flute my edge nicely. Just kind of fold that, roll it maybe a little bit. Okay, and I'm not after perfect here. Next, I would just take a simple butter knife, and this is how I do it. I just simply flute my edge, pushing that in between my two fingers. That's all I do. Sometimes you get a spot like this where it's not real perfect. It's okay. What you'll find is that you won't even notice it when the pie is done. Everybody will be so loving your peach pie, they won't even notice that the edge is little bit imperfect. You can call it rustic. Then, of course, we're going to give a couple vents. And now it is ready. A couple little pieces of dough. Now it is ready for the oven. We're gonna bake this now in a hot preheated oven. I'm baking it today at 410. You wanna bake it somewhere around 400, 425. And we're gonna bake it for somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm gonna check it at 15. I'm gonna see if that crust is nice and golden and if it's done, or if it needs a little bit more time. And then I'll show you when it's all done. Peach pie is all baked golden, just perfect. It's still very hot on the bottom, but I love to serve it warm. And I was just looking for just that nice little golden in the middle of the inside of the crust, just a little bit of flaky. The outside is nice and golden and just nicely done. And the way I would serve warm peach pie, of course, is with a little scoop of ice cream. And there you have it. Warm peach pie from our frozen crust. Really quick to make, and our home canned peach pie filling. You guys are gonna love it. I'll see you in the next video.